Estamos con Roger Spink, él es el representante de la Asamblea Legislativa aquí en las Islas Malvinas, las Islas Falklands, y es el encargado principalmente de negocios y de toda el área financiera y económica de las islas, lo cual es muy importante. So, Roger, thank you very much to invite Canal 26, Channel 26 to this important house, and welcome to Canal 26 also.
Thank you very much.
We are all around Argentina and South America also. And we want to know first how it was your history here in the Falklands. How is your personal history here? You arrived like 35 years ago.
38
years ago.
38 years ago, yes. Yeah, in 1986 I came to the Falklands, having been born in Hong Kong and brought up in United Kingdom. Yeah.
And what was the reason for that change of country, that moment of place?
I've always been interested in wildlife. I really came to the Falklands because I saw a job advert for the Falkland Islands Company, and I came to work for them and became the assistant manager, eventually the director and general manager of the whole company. And you know, I enjoyed farming life, etc. And I came to the Falklands for 3 years, and 38 years later I'm here. So you know, I'm very happy to be here. Yeah, I mean, you know, my family is here now as well.
You know that we have a new government now, a new president,
yes.
Javier Milei. He became the first like real liberal president
yes.
in Argentina, and he was talking about about Falklands, about Malvinas for us, and he said we have to start new adult conversations with the people in here. What do you think about that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We haven't really seen any real changes yet. That may be herald a change in attitude. I think, having spoken to some young Argentines, they have said that a lot of young people in Argentina voted for your new president because they wished things to change. And I think that's interesting. I mean, hopefully he is focusing on your economy and the prosperity of the people of Argentina. Because if you look at this argument, why would anyone in the Falklands wish to be Argentine? I'm not trying to be nasty, but
I understand.
Your economy and the way in which your country is run, we look at it and there's nothing to attract people towards Argentina. That's one of the facts, unfortunately.
Roger, do you have any restrictions about planes or flights coming from Argentina to the islands? Your government have some restriction or not? The restriction came from Argentina to the islands.
The restrictions have really come from Argentina and the way in which Argentina has
You don't have restrictions.
But I think from our point of view, I don't think we would accept a direct flight from Argentina, because once again, your government would try and use it as a tap that you turn on and off. So when Ladi used to have direct flights to here, they used to use it, or they could use it, to turn on the tap on and off. So that's why the LATAM flight was a compromise, I think.
You know that many people from Argentina wants to come to the island, to know the island,
yes.
to see the island. You know that?
Many people from Argentina do come to the islands. We get about 80,000 cruise ship tourists, of which I think around about 2,500 come from Argentina. So we already have large numbers for the Falklands, of Argentine tourists coming every year. We have families visiting the graves at the Argentine cemetery near Darwin, and you know, so we have visitors from Argentina every year. That's not unusual, and they come and they're welcome, because we want them to realise that the people in the Falklands are no threat to them, and that we feel they are misinformed back in Argentina.
The real fact of that port is that it will be for the fish industry, really?
Yes, mainly for the fishing industry, some of it for tourism, and also we have to import a lot of our goods. And our fuel, that all comes across that port. So it's a vital piece of infrastructure for the Falklands. That's why we are investing in that piece of infrastructure. So yeah, it's just as any country looks at investing in important bits of infrastructure for the future. Our existing port is a floating port. It's coming to the end of its life, of its useful working life. That's why we are replacing it.
Will you go to Buenos Aires, to Argentina sometime to have some interview or to know about the new government or something like that? Are you interested in that or not? Really, eh?
Yeah, I've been to Argentina many times in the past. I've been to Ushuaia, and I've been Rio Gallegos, and I've been to Buenos Aires. I don't have a particular desire to go at the moment, but I doubt I would be invited. But Argentina has lots of things going for it for tourism. It has great wines, etc. You play rugby there. We have a lot in common. But unfortunately, all the time we have pressure and unpleasantness from Argentina, and no one wants to cooperate at the moment. So we'll see. I don't rule anything out, but I don't think that Argentina at the moment has shown any outward signs of mending some of those rifts.
But what do you think about the maybe commercial expectative that we could have between the island and the continent, between Argentina and Falklands? Maybe thinking about the fishing or the seas or the commerce. Like we have meat, we have wine, we have whatever, and we didn't see nothing about of food from Argentina in here. What do you think about that? Maybe that we could change or not?
I think people in the islands distrust Argentina. I think there has to be a period to rebuild any trust in Argentina. I think people are very cautious of doing business with Argentina because of the fact we had a flight to Sao Paulo that was then withdrawn. It's almost, you tend to try and punish the people of the Falklands every now and again. So I think there is very little trust from the people of the Falklands in doing business with Argentina. That isn't a result of actions by the people in the Falklands. That's as a result of the actions of your government. And I think people in Argentina need to understand that I think there's zero trust at the moment from people in the Falklands, understandably, because of the actions that you have undertaken. And therefore, it's going to take a period for us to rebuild any trust in doing business with Argentina.
Your word is very important for us, and I think that in Argentina they will be really with some expectation about your word, because many people doesn't know these stories
Yeah.
doesn't know. We didn't know about that before we came here. So it's important, and we saw really a nice relation in here with the people here in Stanley, with the people with us. It was yes, it was warm. It wasn't something like hostility or something bad, no?
No, and people here, I think we know about veterans and the relatives of people here. I know several of them from Argentina, and I think they understand that we are compassionate towards them, and we expect them to be treated with respect when they come here, as they should treat with respect the people in the Falklands. those people in the Falklands that were here in 1982, many are still traumatized by the invasion. And it was an invasion of their home. They were very peace-loving people. They weren't a threat to Argentina. They had tanks, they had vehicles and people with guns rolling through the streets, telling them to drive on the other side of the road. You try putting yourself in their shoes, and
That is a good point.
yeah. If Argentina was invaded tomorrow and told you had to travel on the different side of the road, it's very traumatic, and it takes a lot of recovery, and that has caused a lot of bitterness by people in the Falklands because of the way a lot of them were treated in those days.